Hey guys, it's Rachel from thetrendytomboy.com and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be episode number 2 of my beauty basics. I am going to be doing my eyebrows for y'all on camera today. So let's get started. So if you're like me, when you wake up in the morning, your eyebrows are like that. They're like all over the place, looking super crooked. So step number 1 is going to be brushing those babies out with a spoolie, which is this little round thingy. I just kind of brush mine out just nice and easy, get them all straight, get all the hairs going the right way, because you don't want that crazy just woke up look. So now that they're all straight, step number 1, if you're just starting with the bare basics and you've never messed with your eyebrows before, the first thing that I always do and that I recommend for anyone that's just starting out is to get an eyeshadow or even a brow powder. They do make specific powders for your eyebrows, but I just use eyeshadow. Get an eyeshadow or brow powder that matches your hair color, or something that's maybe slightly darker. Obviously I can't match my hair color because it's super light. So something that's a little darker than your natural hair color. Just a powder. I use an angled brush like this one. I think this makes for really easy application. It's kind of thin, and the angle makes it really easy to just get in there and go around kind of that arced shape of your eyebrows. So I always get a little bit of shadow on my angled brush, and I start in the biggest part and just fill that in a little bit, and then just kind of glide outwards a little. You want most of the color to be concentrated in this thicker part. You don't want this part to be super dark and this part to be super light. That's not gonna look very natural. I'm gonna add just a little bit more on this one so you guys can really see. This is super easy, but you can already see the difference between this eyebrow and this eyebrow. This one just looks a little bit fuller, a little bit thicker, just a little bit more like, oh, hello, you have eyebrows. So that's super easy, and that used to be all that I did with my eyebrows, because I know there are a lot of products out there to like really draw your eyebrows on, like, you know, give this like super dramatic like arch and just make them almost look like they're, I don't know, I feel like it looks like they're tattooed on, which is fine. You know, if you're really into makeup, or maybe you have a super dramatic eye look and you want like that really, I don't know, just intense arch, then cool, by all means. But for every day, that's kind of a little much for most of us. So this is a really easy, just great place to start. So that's just, you know, the basics. But if you want to kind of go to, let's say, level 2, I would recommend an eyebrow pencil. So this is the one that I use to comb out my eyebrows. I like this one because it has the spoolie on this end, and then this end is the pencil. The eyebrow pencil, the thing about that is that it can give you a little bit more definition. So the powder just kind of thickens them up, adds some color, but a pencil is going to help you define your brows a little bit more. So I always go in with a pencil, and I just kind of continue what I did with the shadow, just kind of fill it in, but I also like to go along this little, you know, arch right here and just kind of, I don't know, fill that in and shape it, because obviously with a pencil you got more precision. So I'm gonna do that with both sides and just kind of make sure I've got that shaped the way I want it. Nice and easy. That's literally all I do with the pencil. Now I used to also just use the pencil sometimes, which is totally cool. It just kind of depends on what you're more comfortable with. For some people this might feel like you don't have as much control. So if you're kind of a control freak, aka me, you might just want to start with a pencil. So either or, but I use both because I think they just do different things. Level 3, if you really are wanting to up your brow game and you've got this on lockdown, I would recommend getting an eyebrow gel. So what that's going to do is lock everything in place, and it's also just going to continue to give you more definition. So the one that I really like, I mean, I have just fallen in love with this product, is the Lancome Sourcils Styler. I could be butchering that name, but that's what it looks like. I'll link it down below, and someone that's better with French can, I don't know, message me and tell me how to say it. But it comes in a little tube like this, almost like mascara, and it has this tiny little wand. So a lot of brow gels are clear, but this one is actually colored. So you've got blonde, brunette, black, etc. I think they do have a clear one too if you're into that, but I personally really like the colored one because it adds just a little bit more definition, like I mentioned, than just a clear one. So what I like to do with this one, what I think is just foolproof, is you take this and you kind of brush your brows upwards. Like this, even if you don't have a very steady hand or if you're new to this method, you really cannot screw it up, I promise. So you just brush them upwards with the gel and they look pretty crazy. Like the last couple of steps, you do want to focus mostly on that widest, innermost part of your brow. So you want to go ahead and kind of flick those upwards. That looks super, super great. I always let that dry for just a bit. If you're a pro and you have a really steady hand, you can just take this and shape your brows a little bit with this. You don't have to, spike them upwards like this. I just think this is just really, really easy. I've mentioned this before in another one of my videos, but I kind of compare the brow gel to like hair gel or hairspray, where you spray it in or you slick your hair back, but then you don't want it to have that crunchy texture look to it. So you usually will take a brush or a comb and just kind of comb it out. This is essentially the exact same thing. We're just kind of getting everything where it needs to be, sort of like the preliminary, kind of stick it in place. And then we're gonna take this spoolie again and I'm gonna kind of brush it out and shape it back to normal person eyebrows. So I think it's dry now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this and just sort of get that back into place. And there you have it. My eyebrows are complete. I think that this combination of these three things, or one of any of these things, gives a nice natural brow look, and it's really easy. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see y'all in my next one. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Bye.